beer. I just had to puke.
Oh, today?
Well, because we were talking about the transgender thing, and I remembered the being there, and it was just disgusting. And as soon as that happened, I was like, yeah, I'm going to get up real quick.
Okay. Oh, man, I did not know that it was that disgusting.
It's that fucking gross, dude. Like, come on, let's get real here. Let's say if you tried to fucking look like a woman right now. You'd wear makeup and you'd put fucking a dress on or some shit. It'd be disgusting, dude. No offense. I'm not saying anything weird, it's just you're a guy.
Yeah.
It would look really creepy or funny.
Creepy or... Oh, God.
Like, it's either disgusting or it's hilarious. That's the only way you can get away with that shit.
Yeah, like Bugs Bunny. He was a cross-dresser.
Kill the rabbit, kill the rabbit. Fuck, dude, I actually do remember when I was a kid, there was this one girl, she always was messing with the boys around the neighborhood, and she always wanted to put makeup on them and stuff like that, and basically, that's just how she was. It always reminded me of the Elmira character from Tiny Toon Adventures.
Yeah.
Because nobody wanted to hang out with her because she was so weird, and she wanted everyone to play Barbies with her and shit. But the thing was, there were no other girls for her to play in the neighborhood that actually wanted to play with her. She creeped them all out, and then the guys, it's like, her mom was like really nice, so her mom would be like telling the kids, oh hey, why don't you come over for dinner? Or, here, would you like to have a popsicle? Come on, hang out over here. Want to watch a movie? Yeah, come on in. Ask your mom if it's cool. That's how she was, and it was like, if they had a cool movie going on there, I'd watch that shit. But then she would always say, oh, can you play with, whatever the fuck her name was? And I'd be like, yeah, sure, why not? And she was impossible to play with. Like, she had to make all the rules and everything.
Huh.
So, man. I just remember that she used to try to, put makeup on the boys. Like, she did it. She was even trying to do that shit with me. She was like, this is mascara, and she's putting it in my eyelashes and shit. I was like, I don't want to fucking play this game. Maybe she's the reason why a lot of people are cross-dressers. Like, oh, hey, I actually look pretty good this way.
Yeah, speaking of Tiny Toon Adventures, I saw a run of a Tiny Toons Adventure game that was not released at all.
That's strange. I remember there were 2 Tiny Toon Adventure games. The one on Nintendo, I don't remember the name of it. I think it was just called Tiny Toon Adventures.
Oh, there's a Nintendo, Super NES, and...
Super NES had Buster's Vacation.
Or something, and
or
there was a Game Boy one, too.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
But this one, like...
What system was it for?
Okay, here's the bizarre thing. Like, let's talk about this.
Okay.
I'm gonna look up the, Tiny Toons... I'm gonna put that. 90 to 95 was when it aired. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember it was, like, syndicated, like, on, like, a bunch of channels, like, after it was done?
I remember it premiered on CBS, but it came out for the Fox Kids.
Yeah. And then, like, for me, I noticed that it was on Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network.
Yeah, that was way later after it was already out of syndication.
Yeah. Yeah, but 95, yeah, it's done. You don't need to do anything else with it.
Well, that and they're competing with Animaniacs. It's hard to do that shit.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna look up the video games, and it's like, okay.
They also had a movie, too.
Yeah, they did.
How I Spent My Vacation or some summer vacation or some shit.
Tiny Toons Adventures, 1996, Buster and the Beanstalk, or the Great Beanstalk, whatever version between PC and PlayStation. Okay, that's in 96. That's okay. Or 98 for the PlayStation version I'm just seeing here. Okay, that's fine. Move along. Don't need to do any more with this license.
Yeah.
And then they make a 99 game for 1999, and then they do a 2001.
2001?
Yeah, for the PlayStation. And then a few Game Boy Color games and...
Actually, it kind of makes sense for the Game Boy to make them.
Yeah.
Because those are usually small little games for kids.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, what can we do? Like, a bunch of executives, what can we put out to make money off this license? Oh, just make a shitty Game Boy game, okay?
Yeah. They're almost similar to, like, mobile games now.
Okay. And then it's now the year 2002. It's like, let's not do it anymore, right? And the last game was, one of the last games was Buster's Bad Dream for the Game Boy Advance in 2002.
That's way late.
And Defenders of the Universe, which was the canceled one, which I saw a playthrough of it, which was leaked onto the internet. Okay, now that Game Boy Advance one I was talking about, and the PlayStation 2, they, the developer was Treasure, who made Gunstar Heroes, Guardian Heroes, Mischief Makers, and a bunch of unique action games.
Yeah, you told me you knew Mischief Makers. I sucked at that game.
Yeah.
Oh no, I think I was thinking of Blast Corps. That's what it was.
Yeah, and it's like, that's kind of weird that they would get that Japanese developer, which makes a lot of great games in terms of action, and they do a lot of weird things, and they're very versatile in terms of like whatever world they pick of things. But yeah, I saw a playthrough of the PS2 game that was unfinished and all that. It was very much like a Treasure game, very Japanese-ish design. Like, let's say it's an explosion that hits you or your character.
Mm-hmm.
Like, usually it's a big, huge explosion and it's very video gamey. But there's only two ways that you can do with the explosion. You can either have a one big hit, which 90% of the time you do it like that, or it, explodes out and it, goes slow going and it hits multiple times. Now,
I don't know. I always think about any of the explosions when it's anime. It's either they're just charcoal looking and they have their eyes blinking, or they blast off like Team Rocket.
Yeah, but however, in terms of a video game, like how much damage or what it does, it's usually like a one-hit deal. But they had it like hit like multiple times, like it was a goddamn comboing game.
Oh, that sucks.
But however, it's on the enemy, of course. And then there was like other bombs within the game that enemies would be like be suspended in the air, and you could like beat the crap out of them.
Yeah.
And it seems like, wow, that seems very Japanese like design there, because that's more like a fighting game kind of a thing.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's weird. It's like, it's a 4-player thing, and it's a beat 'em up. And yeah, I don't.
Tiny Toon Adventures?
Yes, Tiny Toon Adventures.
Huh.
It's.
I didn't know that they actually encouraged like beat 'em up kind of style of anything.
Yeah, but it was canceled, so.
That's probably why it got canceled.
Well, plus the plot was like nonsense. Like, it's kind of stupid because it's about this planet made out of gold that gets invaded, and the people are made out of gold nuggets. And they're just really a yellow ball with arms and hands and a face.
So it's basically testicle guys that are made of gold.
Yeah. That's what it was, and this does not make sense for that license anyway.
I don't know, it's kind of weird when you think about Tiny Toon Adventures having games after the 90s.
You mean after 95?
Just in general, like after even 99, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
They weren't that popular after that. It was all just reruns.
I remember they had a horror one-off special that I do remember. Let's see.
Oh, we should probably try to watch that on Halloween then.
It's a Wonderful Life. Tiny Toons Night Ghoulery. All right, I remember that because, and it kind of went into the direction of like the Halloween specials of The Simpsons, kinda.
Oh, like the Treehouse?
Yeah, Treehouse of whatever.
Of whores.
Oh, and hookers.
And hookers and blackjack.
Yeah, I saw a playthrough of that PS2 game, and it was only an hour's worth of play. It's a short-ass game, and unfinished. Yeah. But, yeah, that's... I spent...
Seems like it's designed for a kid.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
But then again, that's the reason why a lot of those the Game Boy Advance games that came out.
Mm-hmm.
I remember my asshole friend Danny.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, we'd have to watch his niece all the fucking time. And sometimes we'd want to play GameCube or PlayStation 2 or whatever the fuck else he had at his house. And she wanted to play the games, but it's just that she always felt that there was too many buttons, even on the GameCube. It was like, well, how do I do this? And she would get sick of the game really fast.
Oh.
So what we did was we let her play the simple little Game Boy Advance ones. And she would be able to play those, no problem. She wasn't good at them, but at least she had something to do.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's the reason why I'm saying it does make sense that those Tiny Toon Adventures games came out, though. Because they can make them easy for, like, a little kid to play. And after they beat the game, they're all happy. I mean, I used to play games, and let's say I'm playing whatever game it is. As soon as I know I'm beating the game really fucking effectively, I'll hand her the controller and let her play it, and then she'll play it, and she'll probably fuck up completely and still win.
Mm-hmm.
And she would say, oh, did we win? Oh, we won! Yeah, we won! She's all excited. It's like, alright, cool. But I was used to that because I grew up having to take care of my cousin. And right when the first Pokemon games was the blue and red, right? I ended up getting the red one for Christmas because of him. He got the blue one. So what happened was I beat the damn red one really fast. I remember I beat that game just within a week. My cousin was still like working on his characters and shit, and so his mom ends up telling me, "Hey, can you just play the game a little bit so he could just beat the stupid game because he's been at it for a while and he's not doing very well." So I'm like, all right, fuck it. So I power leveled the fuck out of all his Pokemon, where I made them all like probably like level 70, and then I just gave him the game and I said, "Here, have fun with it." And then he breezed through the whole fucking game and won.